Good evening. Thank you for joining us here at 11 o'clock. I'm Caroline Hicks. If you are 65 or older, you can sign up for a COVID-19 vaccine through the Mecklenburg County Health Department. But many of you are saying the sign-up process has not been smooth sailing. They never made it to their final destination. Police say while they were sitting in the backseat of their Uber car, another car pulled up and someone started firing shots. You can see that the booths are spaced at least 6 feet apart, and I'm told workers will be sanitizing those between each voter. Some of those secondary roads can be a little tough to get up here, but other than that, once you're on the mountain, things are good to go. I'm gonna see you at the bottom. Back to you guys. Horrifying for her, of course, knowing that she had 5 children inside of that house. But again, amazing, none of them were hurt. Just looking at the damage, it's pretty unbelievable. How is it to see thousands of people from the Charlotte area come out today in the heat and walk through the streets to make their message heard? Throughout the day, we've seen this space transform into a mass vaccination site. You'll walk inside through those main front doors and you'll check in at one of those tables. Just to give you an idea of how strong the wind and rain was this morning, check out the hole left in the front yard. 3 bullet holes through the window here show the death of a young man who was inside of this building last night. But tonight, friends and family want to focus on the good. You can see this growing memorial here showing he was not just a statistic, he was loved by many. I reached out to American Airlines to find out how they are keeping their passengers safe, if social distancing is not always an option, and masks are not required. You think about when you're in space, I mean, 0 gravity, and then all of a sudden you're grounded. It'd be kind of boring. I found the snow! Pretty miraculous that everyone's okay after that EF1 tornado barreled through here, knocking down several trees and smashing right into the playroom. She was able to get them out safely, and at this point she's trying to figure out what comes next. You can see crews have just arrived to start clearing out some of these trees so she can start the rebuilding process.
I was terrified. I'm still shaking and overwhelmed.
Sherry Wellman is reeling after storms ravaged her South Charlotte home.
We were watching the news. We saw that the tornado was apparently going to hit Providence High School within 3 minutes, and Providence High School is just right here.
But it's not just where she lives, it's where she runs a daycare for 5 children under 2.
I had 2 babies in my sunroom, threw them in my son's arms, ran out to the playroom, my husband and I did, grabbed the others.
To say this was a close call is an understatement. She says 3 minutes later, the roof collapsed right on top of where 5 babies had been sleeping.
My husband was still on his way out of the room, and he said, you know, the tree hit the playroom.
They huddled together in one of the only areas that did not get hit.
I was thanking God they were alive.
This is all that's left of the playroom.
There was one. Actually, her bed is under there.
Sarah Wright got a text about what happened and left work, speechless when she saw the house and her daughter Madeline unharmed.
It was probably the best thing I've ever felt in my life, just to hug on her again, and then obviously to hug Sherry, because her family, they saved our children.
A blessing.
Tomorrow we'll celebrate her being one, which is a miracle that she's here to do that.
Beating Mother Nature by minutes. Tonight, that homeowner is looking for a rental home to get her family and her 4 dogs into. She credits the training that she has from doing fire drills and tornado drills that saved these children. She says she knew this was the safest part of the house, and that is where she brought those kids, and likely that's why they're alive tonight.
It was August the 31st of last year. My son went to a party with a friend. There was an altercation that started, and somebody went back and got a gun and started shooting.
3 people were shot. 1 person died. 19-year-old Christian Estes. Almost a year later, no arrests.
Very frustrating because there's still, a killer out there, on the loose.
His mother, LaToya Woodward, calls detectives each month, but she says they have few leads to follow.
I don't know, people are afraid, to come forward. They feel like, well, it wasn't my family member, but it could be. There's no discrimination when it comes to gun violence.
Police say this pattern of people saying they did not see anything continues this year.
When these things happen, we need people to step up and we need people to come to us and help us to solve these cases.
Estes was a father to daughter Paisley. Shortly after he died, he became a father for a second time to baby Story Valentine.
Valentine's Day was very special to me and Christian because he would always take me out on Valentine's Day because he didn't want me, to be by myself. So to get that phone call, like, Christian has a baby here on Valentine's Day and her name is Story Valentine, it was special.
Her son will never get to meet her, but Woodward is determined that he won't be forgotten.
Is that your biggest fear, that this case goes cold?
Yeah, because I just don't want it to be another statistic. I don't want my son to be another person that was just, died due to gun violence.
The man who guards these streets has never met a stranger, and he certainly is not one to his neighbors. Just talking to him and seeing him in action, it puts a smile on your face. And that's exactly what his goal is every single morning.
What? I love you. Have a great weekend.
This is Mr. Mo.
Love the hell.
He's pretty hard to miss. Greeting every car that passes, helping each child get on the school bus.
It's gonna be cold in the morning too now.
It all started when he brought his granddaughter to the bus stop one day.
Some people say it's been 15 years. I don't know. After the first year, I stopped counting.
His mission is safety.
I have 6 stop signs right here. Do they stop at those stop signs? No.
His delivery, well, it speaks for itself.
Oh, that's my good sugar mama. Thank you. Woo, I got it too.
Taking neighborly love to another level.
Woo. Woo.
Oh my God, this is an ongoing thing every single day. This man is like the best thing that ever happened to me early in the morning.
Dark and early, rain or shine, Mr. Mo shows up.
The parents started showing me that they trusted me because they would say, well, hey, you down here, I ain't got to come.
Building trust with his babies, too.
He never lets us cross the road. He makes sure we're safe.
He's more than just a crossing guard.
I tell them, I need you to keep your grades up. You got to obey mom and daddy.
Teaching and protecting.
When 4:30 comes and all my babies are out of sight, going home, so I know they're safe. I sleep good at night because of that.
He says years ago, a police officer gave him his first traffic vest. The upgrade is thanks to his generous neighbors.
See, I couldn't afford this.
He works for free because to him, it's not work.
I do get paid. Not monetary, but my babies love me. And you can't put a price on love. You cannot put a price on love. Have a great day. I love you.
Mr. Mo says before he did this, he worked in street maintenance for the city of Charlotte, and that's how he learned the rules of the road. At 69 years young, he says he won't be quitting anytime soon. Reporting live in Highland Creek, Caroline Hicks, WBTV, on your side.
Love Mr. Mo.
What a wonderful story. Caroline, what a wonderful job she did with that.
Yeah.